Hi guys, I'm here. Sorry, this was my first time actually scheduling a video ahead of time and I couldn't figure out how to get into it, but here I am. So let's get started. It is 1:00. Thanks so much for being here. This is an all levels yoga class. If you are a normal student of mine, this is basically what you're used to coming to. So I hope everybody enjoys it. You're gonna get sweaty and I'm gonna do it with you, which I don't normally do. So please excuse me if I get out of breath, but you don't need any props specifically. I don't teach specifically using props, but if you know that you usually like to have a block for your practice, feel free to incorporate that. Everything that I offer to you is optional. Try to push yourself if you can, like take yourself to your edge, but if you feel like sharpness, if you feel pain, back off, listen to your body. And if you need to take breaks, go ahead and take breaks, but try to come back in. So if you take a break, try to come back in and try again. And if you have any questions, let me know and let's go ahead and get started. I put a link to my Spotify. You guys can play whatever music you want to if you have your own music. I put some lists on Spotify. So anything that's all levels yoga will be a good fit for this class. Okay, let's get started. Also, just a warning that you may hear children or dogs while this class is being taught, and it's just an excellent opportunity to block out external noise and any distractions. A great way to practice equanimity. So we're going to start in just a seated meditation, comfortable seat if you are working with lotus or cross legs, just wherever you are. Come to your seat and close your eyes. Your hands might land on your knees, drawing your attention inward to your breath. Blocking out any external thoughts or noise, whether it be actual audible noise or maybe just noise in your head. Knowing that for the next hour it serves no purpose. Let yourself be here within the four corners of your mat. Give yourself this time, this break. Use this time to get into your body, to find stillness, to ground yourself with the earth, with what is real. You're going to take 3 cleansing breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. When you exhale, it might be audible, letting go of any negative energy. So inhale deeply, fill up through your nose. Open up, side out. Good, again, just like that, in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. One more, fill up all the way. Sigh it out. Good. This time, keep your lips sealed as you exhale. So in through your nose, out through your nose. Still long, slow, complete breaths. Maybe starting to engage your Ujjayi breath, finding that slight constriction at the back of your throat. So it's like you're sipping air through a straw, really making that hole in the back of your throat small. And when we do that, it starts to sound like the ocean. It takes an ocean-like quality. So you might hear some audible noise as you breathe. Ujjayi doesn't feel natural to you, or if you're not quite getting that constriction, just keep breathing in through your nose, out through your nose. Good, you can uncross your legs, bringing the soles of your feet together, knees open out wide for Baddha Konasana. So maybe just flap your wings here for a second. Find your comfortable seat, adjust your heels, whatever feels comfortable for you. So maybe closer or farther away, kind of find your spot. And then once you're here, we're gonna start connecting our breath to movement. So take a deep inhale, reach up, gather energy. And exhale, twist over to the right side. So find a twist in your spine, your left hand coming to the outside of your right thigh, right hand can come behind you. Good, inhale, come back through center, reach up tall. Exhale, find that twist on the other side, right hand to left knee. Left hand comes behind you as a kickstand. Spine is tall. Good, as you unwind, inhale, reach up. This time as you exhale, bow forward. Just a couple breaths here, folding over your feet. Good, so we're gonna take those movements and speed them up a little bit. One breath, one movement. So start to roll up. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward. Take a couple breaths here. You might notice that I am breathing out through my mouth, which is the exact opposite of what I told you to do. But as I'm talking, it's easier for me to do it that way. So do as I say, not as I do. Good, start to roll up. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, unwind one last time. Exhale, bow forward. And then start to roll up. We're gonna cross our legs, crossing our ankles, roll over your crossed legs. We're gonna come to a tabletop position and work through a few cat-cows. So try to have your shoulders stacked right over your wrists, your hips stacked right over your knees. So lots of 90-degree angles in the body if you can. And then once you're in your tabletop, inhale, drop your belly low, look up, draw your shoulders back, really shine your heart forward for this cow pose. Let your belly hang. And then start to draw your belly button up and in towards your spine. Press the mat away with your hands. The crown of your head reaches down as your back arches like an angry cat. So really active in the hands and the shoulders. Feel that doming in the shoulders. So now connecting this with our breath. Inhale, find your cow, draw your shoulders back, belly drops down, look up. Exhale, cat, press the mat away, belly button draws up and in towards the spine, crown of your head reaching down. Good. So follow your own breath. Do a few of these. Ride the wave of your own breath. So your lungs are their own size. Your breaths are their own speed. So just follow your breath. Inhaling through cow, exhaling through cat. Good, and then coming back to a neutral spine, a flat back. You're gonna take your right hand and reach it towards the front of the room. So straight out in front of you, right fingertips reaching forward, maybe the pinky side of your hand reaching down towards the ground. Good, and then once you feel really nice and stable there, take your left foot, reach it to the back. So coming into a spinal balance, opposite hand and foot are reaching. Try to flex your foot as though you're standing on the wall behind you. So your toes are pointing down towards the ground. Good, so once we're really stable there, let's shake it up. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, crunch your elbow in towards your knee, underneath your body. See if you can get them to tap. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, crunch and tap. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, crunch. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach one last time. And then set your hand and knee down. You might wiggle your hips. If you cat-cow, whatever feels good, maybe rolling your belly around in a circle. And then coming back to flat back, neutral spine. Let's try that on the other side. So left hand reaches forward this time. Pinky side down towards the ground. And once you feel really strong and stable there, float your right foot up behind you. So the heel is reaching up towards the ceiling. Your toes are pointed down, super active. Find that balance. And then we start to crunch. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, find length. Exhale, get small. One last time. Inhale, reach long. One more tap. Exhale, crunch it in. Last reach. And then hand and knee down. You can open your knees out to the width of your mat. Your big toes touch behind you. Sink your hips back. Find child's pose. And so your hips are going to sink back as far as they can. Again, this depends on your own body, your own skeletal structure, your own mobility. So however far your hips can get down, maybe it doesn't feel comfortable to have your knees open out wide. Maybe you bring them a little narrower. Whatever feels good to you. This is a nice resting posture. Take a couple more breaths here. Know that this is always a place that you can come back to if you need to take a break. Good. Take a deep inhale through your nose and one cleansing breath out through your mouth. And then we're going to find our way to downward facing dog. So from a tabletop position, tuck your toes under, start to straighten your legs, lifting your hips. You might pedal out your dog here, bending one knee and then the other, taking your dog for a walk. And then when you're done, start trying to press both heels towards the mat. So they may or may not get there, but we're working towards straightening our legs, really lifting our hips up, creating length down our spine. Fingers are spread wide. Press into the mat. Press the mat away so you can feel that length in your arms. Feel your shoulders pressing away from your ears. Shoulder blades sliding down your back. Length all down your spine, down your hamstrings. Heels reaching towards the mat. And from here, as you inhale, shift forward to the top of a push-up plank pose. So a really straight line in your body. Again, pressing your hand into the mat. Good. Feeling a doming in your upper back, really creating some space. So trying not to let our shoulders pop up. Create that doming by pressing into the mat. Good. And then from here, you can keep your knees up or maybe lower them down to the mat. So lots of options here as we lower down to chaturanga. So either you can have your knees down, lower all the way down to your belly, or keep your knees up, shift forward more onto your toes, and then lower down to hovering just a couple inches off the mat. From here, find your back bend. So it might be knees and thighs down. It could be a low cobra with arms straightened halfway, maybe high cobra, arms straightened all the way. Maybe you press your feet into the mat, lifting your knees and thighs up for upward facing dog. And then as you exhale, roll over your toes, lift your hips, come back to downward facing dog, find your inverted V shape. So let's do that again a little bit faster. That's a 3-part vinyasa. You can always keep those in to build some heat. You can also always take them out as we start to flow if it's a little bit too much for you, or modify however you need. So inhale, forward, plank pose. Exhale with knees up or down. Keep your elbows tucked in close to your body. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. I'm gonna take a few breaths here. Wait, it is a lot harder to talk and teach when you're actually doing it. Bear with me as I catch my breath. Then from your downward dog, inhale, lift up your heels, look forward between your hands, and start to walk your feet one footprint at a time to the top of your mat till you're in a forward fold. And so we're gonna start working through our sun salutation A, really warming up the body now. From your forward fold, inhale, halfway lift, look up, find length in your spine. Exhale, chest to thighs, fold. Inhale, root your feet into the ground and stand all the way up, reach up. As you exhale, take a side bend over to the right. So you might grasp your left wrist with your right hand, really creating an opening in your left side body. Inhale, come back through center, reach tall, look up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Good, inhale, reach tall through center. Maybe take a slight back bend, pressing your hips forward, hands go over your head. And then exhale, bend at the waist, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, find length in your spine. And then as you exhale, plant your hands lower all the way down, bottom of a push-up chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, lift your hips, roll over your toes, downward dog. Then take 3 breaths here. Good, start to inhale, lift up your heels, look forward. This time walk or maybe lightly hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chest to thighs. Inhale, root to rise, stand up tall, reach up. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, reach through center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, reach tall, maybe press your hips forward, slight back bend. Exhale, bend at the waist, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift, find length. Exhale, take your 3-part vinyasa, chaturanga. Upward dog, downward dog. 3 breaths in, down dog. So again, that's a place where these vinyasas can become optional. If the push-up is too much for you, instead of lowering down, just push straight back to downward facing dog. And then as we hop forward this time to the top of our mat, try to think really light feet, maybe trying to find some hang time in the air as you get to the front of your mat. So inhale, lift up your heels. Exhale, walk or hop as lightly as you can. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chest to thighs. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, bend at the waist, dive down. Inhale is a halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, take a vinyasa, or push straight back to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Good, inhale, lift up your heels, look forward. Exhale, hop or walk to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chest to thighs. Inhale, stand tall, reach up. This time as you exhale, draw hands down through heart center and then down to your sides, mountain pose. So kind of trying to smooth out your breath here. In through your nose, out through your nose. Noticing the grounding in the 4 corners of your feet. Feeling really strong and steady on your mat. Noticing the energy of the earth as it comes up to support you. Good. Start to bend both knees a lot. Sweep your arms up, chair pose. So pretend like, since a lot of us are homeschool parents now, pretend like You're in preschool doing a parent-teacher conference. So find a really small chair. It's not a bar stool. So find your small chair and then look down and see if you can see your toes. If your knees are covering your toes, try to shift your weight into your heels so that your knees draw back, making your toes visible, maybe taking so much weight into your heels that you can kind of wiggle your toes. Good. Don't lose that bend in your knees. Stay low, arms reach up. Listen carefully from here. Sweep your arms back behind you, palms pressing in towards each other. Start to lift up your heels so you're balancing on the balls of your feet. Knees are still bent a lot, chair plane. Good. Notice if your belly is resting on your thighs. Try to draw it up and in, belly button towards your spine. Really active arms. Arms are lifting and pressing in towards each other at the same time. Lift your heels. Take 3 more breaths here. One more inhale. Exhale, straighten and fold. Oh, let it go. You can heel toe your feet a little bit apart, so maybe they're about hip width distance. And then grab opposite elbows, let your head and arms dangle. Rock side to side. So you can release your hands down to the mat. We're going to find our way back to a child's pose. You can take a vinyasa if you'd like, or maybe just step your way back there. Take an opportunity, get a drink of water if you need it. Find your way back to a child's pose. A few breaths there. And so from here, we're going to start working through our sun salutation B, our second flow. We're going to get a little more into the hips this time and work these ones on the right and left side. So from your child's pose, find your way to downward facing dog. And from downward dog, lift your right toes up behind you for 3-legged dog. So reaching your right toes to the sky. Then draw your right knee in towards your right elbow. See if you can give your right elbow or your right tricep a tap. Inhale, back to 3-legged dog, lifting up behind you. This time as you exhale, draw your knee over and across your body, tap your left elbow. Good, inhale, lift up. Exhale, draw your knee right underneath your chest, hovering there, and then step your foot in between your hands. If it looks like this, and you're just trying to get your foot up there, also totally normal. So seal your back heel down to the ground, sweep your arms up for warrior one. So deep lunge in your right knee, back heel is sealed down, so putting some pressure into the outside edge of your left foot. Good, try to think about pulling your left hip forward so that your hip bones are squared towards the front. Arms reaching up, but noticing if your shoulders are crowding your ears, try to drop them back down. Good, and then drawing your hands down through heart center, start to hook your left elbow outside of your right knee. As you do this, your back heel can pop up to help you get deeper into this twist. So you're using your left elbow as a lever to twist your spine, and then take your gaze, if you can, all the way up to the ceiling. And start to unwind and open up as you inhale. Exhale, drop into warrior two, still facing the front of your mat. So bending back into your right knee. Right fingers reaching forward, left fingers reaching back. Try to have a tall, straight spine here. So right now I'm showing you these postures. The next time we go through them, we're going to go through a little bit faster. One breath, one movement. So try to remember the sequence as much as you can. I'll guide you the whole way through, but just know a speedier version of this is coming. Good. So from here, from your warrior two, we're going to find eagle arms. So take your back arm, your left arm, sweep it underneath your right. Start to wrap all the way until your hands meet If your hands don't meet, great. Just be where you are. If eagle arms is not at all possible for you, give yourself a hug and say, I love you, you're perfect. Good, so finding your eagle arms, that's your inhale. You're gonna lift your chest. And as you exhale, start to dive forward, drawing your right shoulder inside of your right knee. So it's humble warrior with eagle arms. We're just going right for it today, you guys. There's no beginner class. I'm just jumping right in. Good, then from this humble warrior with eagle arms, let go of your arms, unwind them. Left hand plants inside of your right foot. Still lunging into this right knee, we're gonna find dragonfly twist. So left hand is really strong on your mat. Again, noticing if your shoulder is crowding your ear. Create space there, press that away. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. Twisting lunge on your right knee. Good, from here, plant your hand. Either take a vinyasa or step straight back to downward facing dog. So all of that was our sequence on our right side. We're gonna do all of that on the left. Ready, set, here we go. Inhale, left toes reach up. So make sure it's your left foot this time. Exhale, tap left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, tap across your body over to your right elbow. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, draw your knee in towards your chest. Float your foot right in between your hands. Right heel seals down as you sweep your arms up. Warrior one. Take a few breaths. Find your way into this shape. Lunging deeply into your left leg. Outside edge of your right foot. Pressing into the mat. Really active back there. Noticing where your shoulders are. Are you wearing them as earrings? Let them drop down. Let them be dangling earrings. Good, now draw your hands through heart center, twisting over to the left. Your back heel pops up as you hook your elbow, coming into prayer twist. So again, using your elbow as a lever, trying to draw your hands to your heart. So twisting your spine so much that your hands are coming to the center of your chest. Taking your gaze up if you can. Good, on your next inhale, unwind, open up big, and then warrior two, still facing the front of your mat, lunging into your left knee this time. Tall spine, arms reaching in opposite directions. And then from here, finding your eagle arm. So your right arm, your back arm always sweeps underneath. So back arm underneath, find the wrap or give yourself a hug. Inhale, lift up your chest. Exhale, bow forward, humble warrior. So left shoulder coming inside of your left knee. Smooth out the breath if you can. Good, right hand plants, left arm sweeps up, dragonfly twist. Good, your next exhale, bring your left hand down, take a vinyasa or push straight back to downward facing dog. So we're gonna do that 2 more times, but we're gonna speed it up. It's gonna be shorter because we're going faster. So try to stick with me if you can. Inhale, right toes up. Exhale, crunch to right elbow. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, crunch across left elbow. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands, seal your back heel down. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Exhale, right away, find your prayer twist. So we're not staying in these shapes any longer. We're gonna open up, unwind, find your 5-pointed star, and then warrior two is your exhale. Right away, eagle arms. Inhale, lift up your chest. Exhale, bow forward, humble warrior. Inhale, plant your left hand, right arm sweeps up, dragonfly twist. Exhale, lower down, take a vinyasa, or push back to downward facing dog. Right away, let's do it on the left. Inhale, left toes up. Exhale, crunch left elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, crunch across the right elbow. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, left foot floats in between your hands. Right heel seals down, arms sweep up, warrior one. Exhale, draw hands through heart center, prayer twist. Inhale, unwind, open up. Exhale, warrior two, facing the front of the room. Inhale, eagle arms, lift your chest. Exhale, bow forward, humble warrior. Inhale, right hand plants, dragonfly twist. Exhale, take your vinyasa or push straight back. Find downward facing dog. Take about 3 breaths here, and we're gonna do it one last time. This is our last chance to flow. This is gonna be the most quickly moving part of class, so try to use it. We're building heat here. Good, okay, let's go. Inhale, right toes up. Exhale, crunch to right elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, crunch to left elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step through. Inhale is warrior one. Exhale, prayer twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale is eagle arms, lift your chest. Exhale, bow forward, humble warrior. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale, take your vinyasa, downward facing dog. Last side. Inhale, left toes lift. Exhale, crunch to left elbow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, crunch across. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step left foot through. Inhale is warrior one. Hit yourself in the nose on the way up like I did. Exhale, prayer twist. Inhale, unwind. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, find eagle arms. Exhale, humble warrior. This is it, you guys. We're almost there. Inhale, dragonfly twist. Exhale, take a vinyasa or find your way to child's pose. Child's pose. We'll meet up there. Whew. So you might be needing a drink of water right now. You can take that here. Trying to smooth out your breath. In through your nose, out through your nose. Good, let your heart rate come down. Take a couple more breaths there. This next series that we're gonna work through, we're gonna hold the postures for a little bit longer. So about 5 to 7 breaths in each shape. A little more time to explore the sensations in our body as they arise. So try to get into the shape as quickly as you can, and then really try to stay there for the whole time. If you need to back out and take a little break from the posture, that's fine, but try to go back in. All right, so make your way to downward facing dog. Lifting your hips. We got this. Last part of class, you can do it. Inhale, right toes lift up. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Keep your back heel lifted. So you're lunging into your right knee, but you're gonna keep your back heel lifted, balancing on the ball of your back foot. Arms sweep up for crescent pose. So it's just like warrior one, except your back heel is lifted. And that makes it a little bit easier to square everything towards the front of the room. Really reaching your arms up again, noticing if your shoulders are crowding. Try to drop them down. For some people, this crescent might even become somewhat of a back bend. So if you sink down deeper into the shape, maybe your arms reach up and over your head. Whew. Maybe that makes you wobble. Wobbling and falling is actually encouraged because that means that you're pushing yourself. It means that you're trying something that you're not really comfortable with. So please do that. Please wobble, please fall, but be careful doing it. Don't hit anything on the way down. And from here, start to sweep your arms back as you lean your body forward. So about a 45-degree bend, or instead of bend, I'd like to say reach in your body because you really want to be reaching tall with the spine. You're not having a curved back here, straight back. Arms are reaching behind you. Again, palms pressing in towards each other. It's like you're holding a giant beach ball behind your back. So it should feel like a straight line from the crown of your head all the way down through your left heel, your back heel. This is Thunderbolt. Good. From here, it already looks like we're ready to launch and take off. So let's take off into Warrior 3. Keep your arms back there. We're going to start to balance on our right leg. Left leg is lifting behind you. And again, notice what your left foot is doing. Try to flex your foot, toes pointing down towards the ground, heel reaching up towards the sky. Find your balancing shape, your Warrior 3, your airplane pose. Find that balance. Really engage your core. Draw your belly button in towards your spine. All the strength coming right from your center. Good, and then start to step your left foot back. So take a really long stance here. We're going to lower the back knee down, untuck your back toes. You're going to come into Anjaneyasana, low lunge. So with your back knee on the ground, really try to inch it back as far as you can. Create space right between your right heel and your left knee, and then sweep your arms up. Low lunge. If you have knee issues, sensitive knees, you can put a pillow or a towel or something underneath your knee, or if this just isn't comfortable for you, you can always tuck your toes and lift your knee up. Then start to bring your hands down. You can shorten your stance if you need to, and start to straighten your front leg, shifting your hips back. I'm going to fold over our straight right leg for half seated split. If you have a pretty strong yoga practice, you're welcome to go into full splits here if you like. Everyone else, use this as a nice resting. And again, a lot of your range of motion comes from your skeleton and how tight your muscles are. So you might not be able to sit all the way back on your heel. There's no right or wrong. So just feel it in your body. Feel where you are. Be grateful to your body for allowing you to practice, for allowing you this chance to grow. All right, from here, start to crawl your hands back towards the front of your mat. We're going to move right into half moon pose. So you're going to take your right fingertips to the top right corner of your mat. Again, balancing on your right leg. The left side of your body stacks on top of the right. So again, your left foot is flexed. It's like you're standing on the back wall. And we're going to peel your left hip open so it's stacking right on top of the right. So if our hip bones had headlights, they would be shining straight out to the side. So really trying to make our bodies as sideways as we can. Right fingertips are there for balance. You can play with how much weight you're putting into them. Maybe if you are feeling really strong in your core, you might try floating your right fingers away from the ground. Whew, good. From here, we're going to come into curtsy squat. So bend your right leg a lot, bend your left leg a lot. You're going to tuck your left knee behind your right. Hands come to heart center. So we went from this really big, open, expansive posture to this really small, tight speed skater posture. So channel your inner Apollo Ono. Bend both knees a lot. Try to sink down as low as you can. Woo. Stay there. Good. Start to step your left foot towards the back of your mat. We're going to open up into Sky Archer. So your feet are like Warrior One. Your left toes are turned in a little bit. Right toes facing the front of your mat. Right arm reaching over your head to the back. Everything is straight here. So right leg is straight. Trying to feel length down the right side of the body. I'm not sure if I already said this, but you might try catching your right wrist with your left hand. And then like an archer releasing its bow, release your right hand forward, reach forward into space, and then down for Trikonasana, triangle pose. So where your right hand lands doesn't matter. Depends on your flexibility. You might be up here on your shin, maybe ankle, maybe foot, maybe floor. The key here is you want to tuck your right hips under, peel your left hip back. So just like we were in half moon, you want to be turned to the side as much as possible. A lot of times in triangle, we tend to try to bow our chest down towards our foot. That's not getting us anywhere in this shape. We really want to try to open to the side. For me, I feel all of that connective tissue in my left hip starting to separate and open up. Feels so good. And we're going to start to stand up. Coming back to the top of our mat, draw your left knee up into your chest. So we're going to play with one-legged mountain here. So it might be that you leave your left knee there, arms reach up, maybe you extend your toes straight. So 5 breaths here in whatever version of this pose you have. So either knee bent or legs straight. Try to lift as high as you can, pointing your toes. Feel that engagement, feel your core. So instead of trying to lean back to get your knee higher, try to engage your core, lifting with your leg. Good. One more inhale, lift as high as you can. Exhale, let your foot come down. Whew, shake it up. Oh my goodness. All right, inhale, gather energy, reach tall. Exhale, bend at the waist. Dive forward. Stay here for a second. Ooh, you can separate your feet a little bit. Let your head and arms dangle. Good. Plant your hands. Make your way back to downward facing dog so you can throw in another vinyasa here if you want. If you really need that extra push-up. Good. Left toes float up. Draw your left knee in. Left foot comes down in between your hands. So really make sure it is your left foot. If you do everything again on the right side, you're going to be in a world of half hurt tomorrow. And so from here, crescent pose. Your back heel is lifted. I don't know if you can see that. I think that's kind of hiding. But it's just like warrior one, but with your heel lifted. So everything squared towards the front of the room. Try to lunge a little bit lower into your left knee. And then start to lean your body forward as you reach your arms back behind you. So find that giant beach ball you're holding in between your hands behind your back. And then think about a string attached to the crown of your head. So really pulling your body along up towards the top edge of whatever room you're in. A 45-degree bend from the waist all the way through the crown of your head. Good. From here, launch right up, warrior three. Find that capital T shape in your body. Arms still reaching behind you. Toes pointing towards the ground. Right heel up towards the sky. So really squaring your hips towards the floor. Trying to imagine your body as a capital T shape. Kind of like a teeter-totter. We're finding that balance right in the middle. Good, you can bring your hands down, step your right foot back. So create a really long stride here and then lower your back knee down, untuck your right toes. So as your knee is down, it's almost like you're coming onto the top of your thigh rather than right on your knee. You really want to extend that stance as long as you can. And then start to reach your arms up. Anjaneyasana. Pressing your hips towards the front of the room, really bending deeply, so deeply into that left knee. So because we've experienced these shapes on the other side, we should be able to move into them a little bit faster on this side. And now shifting back, find your half-seated split. Left leg extending straight in front of you. Hips sinking back towards your right heel, bowing over your left leg. And just a few more shapes to go on this side. So start to crawl to the front of your mat, finding your half moon. So left fingertips to the top left corner of your mat, using your fingers as balance as you open up, expanding your right side, stacking your right hip on top of your left, using your left fingertips for balance. Take up space in this shape. So try to extend out of every part of your body, out your fingertips, shooting energy out of your heel, trying to stamp your foot onto the back wall of the room. Take up space. No need to make yourself small. Except now I want you to make yourself small. So we're gonna go right into our curtsy squat. Deep bend in your left knee, sink down low. It's like a one-legged chair. Your right knee tucking behind the left, trying to draw your heel up towards your bum. Hams to heart center, hands and your hams. I don't know, hams and hands to heart center. Good. Step your right foot back. Woo! Fall on your way, please. And find your sky archer. So legs are straight, left toes facing the front of your mat, right toes turned in slightly, left arm reaching up and over your head to the back of the room, feeling nice and open, expansive. Good, release your arrow, left fingertips reach forward and then down, Trikonasana. Right arm reaching up to the sky, right hip peels back, left hip tucks under. Good, start to come back up. As we step to the top of your mat, your back leg, your right knee comes into your chest. So one-legged mountain, one last posture here in this series. Maybe extending your leg forward. Try not to lean your body back. Keep your body upright. Lift with your core, with your leg. One more inhale, lift as high as you can. Exhale, right foot down. Whew, okay, gonna make our way onto the ground, but doing it in an interesting way. Reach your arms up, sink your bum down, chair pose. And with every exhale, let your bum get a little bit lower. So exhale down. Exhale a couple inches. A little bit more. Almost there. And then when you get down to your bum, float right up, boat pose. Oh man. Lift your toes up. So again, a lot of variations in boat pose. Maybe your toes need to be on the ground for balance. Maybe your knees are bent. You might grasp the backs of your thighs if you need to. This is a tough one for me. After 3 babies, my abs separated, and I have to be very careful about my core engagement. So I can only do this for so long before I need to take a break. So listen to your body, know what it needs. Good, from here, listen carefully. Lower halfway down, low boat. So your back and your feet are still hovering. Yogi canoe, take a few breaths here. Engage your core, draw it in. Feel your pelvic floor pulling up, your Mula Bandha lock. Good, float back up, high boat, 5 breaths. Come back up, high boat. If you come out, come back in, try again. I know you're in your living room and you think nobody's watching, but do it for yourself. You're here for a reason. Good, low boat, halfway, 5 more breaths. You guys have got this. You can do it. Come back in. Try again. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. Oh, man. Oh, that felt good. All right, draw your knees into your chest. You might roll around in one direction. Ooh, and then roll in the other direction. Good. Plant the soles of your feet just below your bum. Let your knees point up to the ceiling. Arms down alongside your body. We're going to take bridge pose, or you might go into full wheel if that's in your practice. So if you're in bridge pose, pressing your feet and hands into the mat, lifting your hips up, opening the front side of your body. You might roll one shoulder and then the other underneath you, interlacing your hands, the pinky side of your hands pressing into the mat. Or if you want to take full wheel, you can take your hands up on either side of your ears with fingers pointing back towards your body, pressing into hands and feet. Whatever version you're in, take about 3 more breaths. Good, and then start to roll down along your spine. Bring your knees back into your chest. You're gonna rock and roll forward and back, just coming up to seated. So if you're following one of my playlists, this is a good time to go down to the silent track and then skip to the song just below the silent track. This is the quiet, the down, the enjoy and use all of the heat that we just built in our muscles to really get in and expand them. Take the opportunity. So don't skip this part. This is why we're here. We built all this heat. Now we need to use it to really get in and stretch out our muscles. So we're going to start going over to the right side. Think about what feels good in your body. You can either bend sideways over to the right or turn your chest towards your leg. Whatever feels good to you. Find your version of this shape on the right side. Let yourself sink. You can close your eyes. We'll be here for a couple minutes, so just really enjoy this time. Maybe every exhale taking you a little bit deeper. Any adjustments that you're making, let them be adjustments that take you deeper into the stretch rather than backing out of it. So when you meet resistance, take a deeper breath. The only way to become more flexible is to work through the resistance rather than backing away from it. It's true in our bodies and it's true in our life. We never get anywhere by backing away. We get somewhere by working through. And start to crawl through center, finding your way to the left side. So whatever you did on the other side, whether it was bending to the side or taking your chest down, try to find that version on the left. And then start to walk your hands towards the center. One final deep stretch here. Lowering through the center. Again, letting every exhale sink you lower. Notice how your body responds. Adjust accordingly if you need to move your hands out to let your chest lower closer to the ground. And slowly start to walk your hands in, coming back up, drawing your legs together. It might feel good to windshield wipe your knees a little bit, so soles of your feet on the ground, spreading your feet apart, just gently rocking from side to side. Good, and then coming all the way down onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest, and then let them both fall over to the right side. Your arms can come out to a T here. Turn your chin over your left shoulder, just a gentle supine twist. We're gonna do this on both sides and then move right into Shavasana. So if there are any other postures that you like to take to close your practice, you're welcome to take them now. Otherwise, just stick with me for these last few moments. And draw your knees up through center on an inhale. Exhale, drop them over to the other side. Turning your chin over to the right. And then drawing your knees up through center. Maybe give yourself one last squeeze. And then extend your legs long on the mat. Let your feet fall open to the corners of your mat. Arms down alongside your body. Palms facing up as a sign of surrender. You can close your eyes here, and if you're still engaging your Ujjayi breath, you can let that go. Just returning to a natural, comfortable breath. Notice if you're holding tension or gripping anywhere in your body. Release everything. Allow yourself to melt. Let yourself be here. For these last couple minutes, you've given yourself the gift of this hour. Don't cut it short. Let yourself be here. Let the positive energy wash over you of all your work. Take rest. Take a deep breath in. Let it out. Start to gently move your body. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe rolling your wrists or your ankles. And take your arms overhead. Take a nice long stretch like you're just waking up in the morning. And then rolling off to the right or the left side, whatever feels good to you. Find your way to like a fetal position, just knees hugging into your chest. And then start to use your hands to press yourself up. Come into a comfortable seat at the top of your mat. Any comfortable seat. Close your eyes for just a moment. Bring your hands to your heart. I want to take a minute here to just send some love out into the world. A quick minute of metta meditation. Sending love and light and good thoughts out to everyone in the world. I'd especially like us to focus on all of the people who are working so hard to keep the world running. All of the grocery store workers and the delivery drivers and everyone who is working so hard, and especially to the healthcare community who is doing so much. So take a minute here. Imagine energy flowing from your heart, positive, light-filled, loving energy out into the world. Start to gently blink your eyes back open. Bring your hands to heart center. Sit up tall. Take a moment to find gratitude for something in your life. And exhale, bow forward, sealing your practice. Inhale, rise back up. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for sharing this practice with me today. It's a gift to me to be able to share this with you. So feel free to send it around to whoever you think might be interested. And let me know if you have suggestions or things that you would like to see in future classes. I'm doing this all for you, and I love you guys. Have a great day.